seems like we're ready to go. Let me post in a few places that we are getting things kicked off. Okay, check my audio real quick and we'll get things started. Everything sounds okay. Nice. Well, here we go. All of this is looking pretty good, I think. Last time, of course, I added some coal mining up here. Did some exploring. I'm trying to figure out what the next goal here is. Yep, new tech cards and everything. Probably a good idea. We'll also want to get on producing the more basic tech cards up here in this area. That'll mean I have to come up with a new like function for it, so this is new. I've never done this one before. Oh wow, that's pretty close. Okay. And then, oh, that needs glass, which means I need a rock crusher. Right. pressure. Wow, this is so much bigger than I expected it to be. That's kind of crazy how large this structure is. It just takes stone. Interesting. I wonder why they designed the footprint of this to be so big. Okay, now we'll need... Oh, I already had a furnace. Well, here we are. Glass, sand. There we go. Probably just make a glass producing facility, right? We're just out of coal there. Interesting. We're out of rock. This is not super important, so I won't worry about it for now. This takes 20. Nice. Why is this not loading anything? This is so weird. I don't know why this happens. Like, it's not loading anything into this or taking anything out of it. And I wonder if that's like a bug with the mod or something. I can't imagine it would be. Maybe you need like an assembling machine to be able to input stuff correctly? I'm not sure. It's very strange. Cool. Let's do... And I don't want to overload the electricity stuff. Let's go with optics. Just because it's simple. Now, I've been thinking a lot recently about, well, a lot of things, but I saw the new Hunger Games movie, like, a few weeks ago. When I think maybe I saw it the day it came out. Don't remember that much about when I was like going to see it. I do remember the movie quite well because it was not great. And just to give you like a little timeline for this, it was, I read the book that the movie's based on. Probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks before. What does this take? Water. Okay, so I should be putting this down near the water. I read this book 2 or 3 weeks before the movie actually came out. And the book was excellent. Well, the first two parts of the book are excellent. The third one I think is pretty weak, given how good the first two parts were. And so I was very excited, especially because the early reviews that came out, like the really early ones, were saying great things about this movie. Like, this is the best Hunger Games movie, which I don't think so. And maybe that's why I was so disappointed. It's just because it was hyped up so much. But the book had so much character and the movie didn't, which I think isn't something that is unavoidable, right? When you're adapting a book to a movie, there have been plenty of decent enough book adaptations to movies. Like, it eludes me. It's the book where the guy finds the automata and he's in a train station. I think it's like Hugo and something. That book, they made a fine movie out of it. I think The Lord of the Rings, they made an excellent movie out of Lord of the Rings. So it's you know, it's obviously a waste, right? They made this movie, they spent a lot of money on it, and it's just not good compared to the source material. And I think it really deserved to be 3 movies. Like, there's that trope when you have a good 3-part book series that's adapted into a movie. The prequel, which is typically just one book as a prequel, right, always gets 3 movies. Lord of the Rings did this, where The Hobbit had 3 movies. And The Hobbit obviously was not as good as the original trilogy of movies that they made. But this is the one time where I think it would have been really deserved, because A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is a really large book. It told in 3 parts, and I think all of those parts you really needed to get in detail to really understand like what everything is about, because it's not quite as simple as like Snow's a bad guy, right? I mean, clearly he is. It's kind of the point. It takes water and sand. How does sand make wood? I just won't question it. What does this take? Oh, just water? Okay, let's just do water. And we'll see how this goes. Let me put my train of thought back together now. I got very distracted. It's not the book isn't quite as simple as Snow is a bad guy, and obviously he is, given the events that take place. The bad guy of the book. But I always saw the books more as there is some other like corrupting influence here that is causing him to be bad, and I think Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, that's what the book was about, right? He had this mentor in Grawl, or Gaul. Grawl is from something else. Gaul, who is inherently like not an evil person, yes, but not evil motivated. So the whole time in the book, and I think this is what they missed in the movie, is that she's never doing bad things because she wants to be evil or watch the world burn or whatever they came up with for the movie. She's doing bad things because she's just ambitious and negligent, which is a dangerous combination. What was it making here? Yeah, okay. And it's that negligence that really, gets people killed in the end. Don't get me wrong, she's also kind of a sociopath. Who's willing to do heinous things to prove herself right and other people wrong. And it's in the movie, her role is not to be negligent, her role is to be evil. I think it says something about the people who made the movie, that they couldn't trust the viewers to understand that, right? So, how much are these making? It does really feel like they couldn't trust the viewers to come to the conclusion that Grawl was bad if they didn't make her evil inherently. They also painted a lot of people as good people who I don't think were in the book. One of those people being Snow, right? In the book, he's always a bad person. He's always too ambitious, too self-absorbed, never very compassionate. Like, he always has to be told how to get ahead. He never, until the end, when he starts, killing people, he's never succeeding on his own, right? He's always got his fortune, right? His father backing him up. He's always got other students helping him out, like in the games when he's ordering water from someone else's stockpile because he knows it'll help him. Or he's getting his sister or his cousin, Tigress, to help him out, right? The shirt at the beginning. He doesn't know anything about producing any sort of like fashion accessories, right? That's all his cousin. He doesn't know, maybe I should go greet this tribute to try and win her over, right? That's all Tigress. So in the movie, when it's just like, sure, obviously they've painted Tigress as the fashion person, but the fact that they didn't show any of the other times when she's helping him through things, or lying for him, or making excuses for him, really making up for his faults, I think they're doing a big disservice to the characters and to the story that was told. Which is, it's a shame, because it's such a good book. I'm gonna have to build a bunch more of these, aren't I? I don't think this is the best way to produce this good. Okay, I'm gonna clear some more area around here by hand. There we go. Now, I will say the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, the book, was not perfect. The first 2 chapters were really strong, like, I think some of the best in the entire series. But man, that 3rd chapter, just not what I wanted. I think it's because Snow gets to come out on top without really losing anything. Obviously, Lucy does not make it through the end of the story being with Snow, but it never really seems like his real desire is to be with her anyway. It more so seems like he was enjoying what status she could give him. And so when it was time for them to run away together, he didn't go through with it because he's not getting anything out of that relationship. So even that's not a big loss. He didn't like Sejanus at all. They show him crying in the movie. I don't think that was in the book. He just kind of stole from him and then ran off. Like, everything he does is super selfish, which is in character, but he never pays any price for it. If it was like, I don't even know what price you could have him pay, really. Because people who are, you know, antisocial like that, it's hard to punish people who don't really care what happens next, as long as it's helping them. And she couldn't have written out Tigress like that. I mean, there are a couple of options, right? I think cloning is something they set up at some point that could have come back, but it just seemed like there needed to be a bigger cost. Like, I don't know, the snakes could have been, or could have caused this illness that kills him at the end of the series. That's something small, right? But he doesn't get to enjoy his fortunes for as long as he wants. Something even as simple as that would have been better than, oh, surprise, this was not a punishment, actually. We just wanted you to see how bad everything was. Have fun being rich forever now. It seemed really lazy. I don't even know if lazy. It's just there's no stakes. There's no stakes for anything. Because no matter what happens, he does not care, as long as he's benefiting at least a little bit. Oh, this has got to go here. I think I'm going to need a specific production area for copper wire, because it is a bottleneck currently. And then we're going to need a few inserters, and the rest of these can be greenhouses. Try and turn down the sound here a little bit. It's pretty loud. Okay. So I think to maybe put my point across a little bit more, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes movie was so bad, and we went to go see this in a theater full of people. There were a ton of people in this theater. The movie was so bad, the only time I heard anyone make any noise other than just talking to each other out loud at full volume, because it was that boring. There was no choice. We had to speak to each other or we were gonna like die of boredom. The only time anyone made any other noise except for talking to each other about nothing related to the movie was when people laughed at a tuberculosis joke. Imagine making a movie so bad that a tuberculosis joke is the only thing that gets any attention. Like, one of the most serious topics, right? Sick children gets more laughs than anything else in the entire movie. And that was astounding. So the people who said that, I've heard a few people that said that the first two parts of the movie were okay, and I disagree, right? I also think that the third part of the movie is inherently flawed just because the book was. But I am interested to see how this movie comes across to people who didn't read the book. Just because, you know, I can actually change this up. Okay. I want to know what other people think about the movie who didn't read the book, because if you don't have the baggage from the book, where you're expecting things to kind of turn out in a certain way, was it enjoyable? Because it was basically just unwatchable from my perspective. Which is it's a shame. They spent a lot of money on that movie. Someone should be having some reward from it, and no one is. Well, it did make a bit more. Just because people didn't know how bad it was. Okay, this will actually work. I can expand this way. There we go. I can expand production this way, along with mining this way. Like this, so I could do it. Yeah, this is fine. It's a bit wasteful. I sort of wish that there were tracks in this game that on one track went both directions, like half and half. I think that might break the balance of the game just a little bit. Also completely forgot what I was doing. So I was just staring at nothing for a good 5 seconds, which is typically what I do on most days after I'm done with work, is just sit there and look at the wall. But there's stuff to be doing, so I can't just look at the great nothingness that I call my walls. Eventually I'll hang something on them. I do have to talk to my landlord about that. Because I have a lot of artwork sitting in the closet, and I'm just too lazy. Okay. Right on. Oh, I'm in the way. They also cut out a lot of the book for the movie, which makes sense because they fit 3 books worth of content into a movie that is somehow so... It's somehow egregiously long, but never gets to the point. And for a movie with, for a book with so few set pieces, right? There's like 3 or 4 places that they cycle between for every chapter, right? For the first 2 sections of the book, they go between the college, or the high school, or whatever it is, his apartment, right, their penthouse apartment, and they have the zoo, and then they have the research facility for the games. That's all of the set pieces they had to fit into the movie for it to be passable. And it feels like we spent no time in any of those places. Right? It's just... I need to set these to be Yeah, drop these ones closer. It just feels like we didn't spend any time in the places that they set up in the books. Ooh, a steel chest. Probably a good idea, but can I make steel yet? I can. Iron and coke. How do I get coke? Wood and coal. Okay, that's a bit more complicated. I'll have to work on that. For now, this should be good enough. Plus, I've got fast inserters being researched. Uh-oh. Okay, that's worrying how many meteors we get falling down here. I'm interested to see when we get meteor protection stuff. Filter inserters will be useful. I have no idea. Oh, here we go. We just need the green, the green tech card. Which I kind of like that this has changed from the science packs, the little Erlenmeyer flask looking things. This design just looks better. That's not so bad. Okay, so I'm trying to think about how I want to do this wood production. I wonder if there's any sort of like planning mod for this. I could take a look. I suppose I could always draw this out in like Lucid or something, but I don't want to. I don't want to do work when I'm not at work. Factory Planner by Theranos. It was updated actually 2 days ago. Created 4 years ago. Does this have... Planning Production Advance. Maybe I might have saved one. Let me check. No. There's some discussion, so I can check this out. Or it lets you do a bunch of math and stuff, too. I don't know if it'll be supported. Maybe I just try stuff out in-game then. Kind of a bummer. Also, for anyone who's been here before, how do you like the new soup icon at the bottom left? I thought it was I thought it was entertaining. It did take me like 4 or 5 hours to learn enough After Effects to get this to work. Which, given how awful it is, just tells you how hard these kind of effects are. Oh, wild. One of the mods allows you to walk through pipes. That is useful. And also, if you haven't seen it, there is a new video out going over... Well, it's not really going over anything. It's another one of the videos about the icon, fun music, you know, classic AMA stuff, right? Go check it out. You'll understand why the eyes are here now. This texture is not right. It's fine though. They were close. I'd love to try modding for this game. I did once when I was a few years ago, 7, 8 years ago. And it was not as easy as I wanted, so I gave up. Which was, I guess, a common thing I did back in the day. Now I'm less willing to give up when things go wrong. I mean, like I said, I spent 5 hours learning rotoscoping basics on After Effects. Which, given that that's how, like, I don't know if any of you have heard of Syriac, a pretty famous animator, YouTuber, not really a YouTuber, I mean he makes one video a year. And now I know why, because the difficulty of creating the effects that he's known for is just so intense. Like, there's no other way to describe it. It's just crazy labor-intensive work that he's doing, which is baffling that anyone would be able to do that on their own. I mean, go look up any of his videos. He made the cows video, which was really famous a while back. It's still famous now. I could feed these all off one pipe. Is that wise? What if I leave 3 spaces? Okay, I'm gonna try this out. Which is I leave these 3 spaces. I put some track in the middle. Okay, let's try this. We'll need some underground belts, some underground pipe. I will come up with an efficient way to grow trees, I promise. Even if it kills me. Which it might. It very well might. What was I talking about? Syriac something. Oh, I mean, his stuff is really complicated. I think that was the gist of what I was saying. Oh, we're almost out of these. Boy, my memory is shot today. Oh, okay. So cows is obviously what he's super famous for, but I think a more recent example that is really kind of mind-boggling in the work it takes is called Breakfast. And it's just an edit of this old, like, PSA about road safety after cars were invented, where it's like, hey, don't go in the street because cars are dangerous. But just with this weird, like, theme of breakfast, and he animates it into this nightmarish, like, fever dream of a man who gets run over while eating breakfast and becomes a car. It is crazy the amount of work that had to have gone into that. Just knowing even the slightest bit, like cutting out 2 eyes from a video and putting them onto a not even moving bowl of soup took 5 hours. So imagine cutting up all of the components of a car and animating them individually hundreds of times per frame for a video, and it's impossible work. He also did the music video for, oh, what songs? I wish I could play it. It's a good song. I have to find it now. He did a few music videos. He did one for Sparks called The Existential Threat, which I think that song is pretty good. He did one for like a pretty famous, I think they're British band. Oh, Block Party. Obviously I can't play this, right? Block Party's Ratchet, that's it. That music video is crazy. Because apparently what they did was they didn't even tell him what they wanted. They just told him to make a music video. And then he did that. So he just took all of their old music videos and cut them together in After Effects to be a nightmarish fever dream. And it is stunning. It's really, really excellent work. Okay, back to growing the factory like a grown boy should. What the hell was I even doing? Oh, we're making these automation cores. So if you didn't know, a really helpful thing to do in this game is to build up like modules that you can use to grow the factory when you need more production. So like this would be one module. This inserter, this burner, this inserter is all one module that's designed to turn one or cook like one raw resource and turn it into another resource. So this here is turning iron into iron plate with coal and iron as the input. And the reason you'd want these modules is so that you can basically just copy them and paste them down the line to grow them in this direction down here infinitely, because then your production scales infinitely so long as you have enough resource as your input. This is common in everything in production, but also very common in programming. So you'll often hear, if anyone does programming, the idea that when you design a system, you design it for no inputs, one input, or infinite inputs. So you would never design something to do 10 things and then quit. You'd always design it to, if you're gonna do it twice, you might as well do it forever. So that's kind of what this design is. Whereas something like this design, this is a one kind of thing. This is designed for taking one input of iron and coal and just having one kind of cell here doing work. Clearly this modular design is way more efficient, both space-wise, because if you need to stack up, 100 of these, it would take you a ton of space and a lot of routing, whereas this is a straight line. So that's what I'm trying to come up with in my head for what I'm trying to come up with my head for the greenhouses. Because obviously I've played this game a bunch before, so I know about this kind of module here, but I don't know about the module for this yet. I'm also thinking of ideas for engaging with the game here, because it's pretty, this is definitely a game that you want to play more so than watch. I think it's not always the most entertaining to watch something that's this kind of math heavy, or I don't know, this is a pretty technical game to play, along with Dwarf Fortress, which I don't know if I'll ever play on stream again, outside of maybe if adventure mode's really cool or something, just because it was so taxing to figure out. That game is a mystery, even to the point where people are finding out that the game is programmed to do wild things based on your inputs. Like if you make a water skin out of a whole buffalo, it will hold a buffalo's worth of beer for some reason. I don't know, I don't think that was a joke. I saw that in the Dwarf Fortress subreddit, where someone had made a full buffalo water skin and filled it with a buffalo's worth of beer. And he would just keep filling it with beer. Which is so funny that the developers spent any of their 20 years building that game, putting that mechanic in the game. Something like that has to be object-oriented, and the properties on those objects have to be crazy. It might actually help to have two... Oh, do these share water between them? That's compelling. So wait, if I give these all power, if I put power here, ooh, they're really just awkward enough to not want to do that. Okay, so if I put these down the center here, 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 and then I have a set of inputs and outputs here. Okay. That's great. That'll work. I don't know that this is the most space efficient. I mean, it seems pretty space efficient. Unless I ever needed to connect these two across. But I mean, let's see if I just hook up. Here and here. Also, I gotta change up the music at some point. It's getting a little grating. Means I'll need copyright free music, or music that I can get the license to for free or very cheap. Okay, so these get less water as you move down. I suppose that makes sense. So this will get water very slowly. This gets water slightly faster, and this gets water very fast. So what I could do here is also run a pipe down this side and then connect these two. Now I want to see where I can pull items out of this. So if we get wood in here, can I grab from right there? Because if I can, this is kind of a big moment. It means I'll have solved it. Oh, that was loud, sorry. I was tapping on my mic stand. I'll just come back to that. Let's see where these are working. It seems to be going really good. Just keeping all this full. Good. This is freed up a bit, which is nice. I could always route excess off of this line with some electronics later on. Just like whenever one of these isn't working, we pull stuff off here, so. The electronics in this game are an actual nightmare. I have not used them in any of my playthroughs, and I've managed to do just fine, right? But you do kind of need it if you want to be very, very efficient. Oh, okay, that worked. Yeah, so this is the solution then. Take all these out. This goes here. Yep. Oh, that's gonna land like right here. And then I can route pipes through on this side. Oh wait, can I? There is a way to do it, I just have to figure that out. Yeah, let's go see what damage this meteor caused. There it is. Meteorite. Got some raw rare metals. It's a cool tongue twister. It really kind of twists your lips, I think, more than your tongue. Raw rare metals. I wonder what they make. I mean, rare metals, clearly, but... So, my conundrum here is that... Is it even a conundrum? No. No, we're fine. There's me panicked for nothing. And then I'll want to balance this. I'm still not sure how the fluid mechanics here are figured out. Yep, and then we can just repeat this pattern all the way down, and it should be, I think, as space efficient as you can get. Not the most, efficient as you can get, but space efficient, surely. Oh, that's not what you want. Let's make one more greenhouse to satisfy my brain's need to have everything be proportional. We can crush up some more rocks. Grab ourselves a chest. Another one. That's not very close. We're really gonna need meteor protection systems, because if it blows up a significant portion of any, like, one plant, we're kinda screwed. Also, output is gonna be tough here. Because I built the tracks backwards. So, in this game, when you have a structure that you can build infinitely in one direction, you need the output to go the other direction. Because if you ever add on to it, you'll screw up your output. This kind of thing is also in programming. It's just not, it's not quite the same. Like this here goes to here. This goes to here. That goes to there. Actually, we can save one of these if we don't use it here, but we use it here instead. Our items off onto here. There we go. Perfect. What should we listen to now? And then in the future, if we needed to, we could always run sand to these to have them produce faster. But I'm not making a whole lot of sand, so not super worth it. See how these pumps keeping up? Seems like it. Ooh, we're out of electricity. Means we're gonna need more windmills. And steam power, which I can now make. Oh, this is out of coal, that's why we're out of power. I need an electric miner. Or you know what? We just move that. We'll build 2 of these electric miners. Now we just move this turbine up here. There we go. Everything's back up to normal. I'm interested what the power output of these are up here, because I have this entire like coal plant up here is just running on wind. Larger containers would be nice. Increased mining speed would also be nice. Fluid storage would be nice. What wouldn't be nice here, really? Ooh. Upgrading logistics. Damn. Let's go with some armor. I saw some spitters out there. I mean, my game crashed immediately afterwards, but I did see them, I promise. Oh yeah, this is fine. Producing more than enough. Also, I will say this, if you're ever getting into programming and you want a video game that will teach you a lot of... Maybe not into programming. If you're getting into software development and you want to know and you want better intuition about some of the concepts that you'll end up utilizing if you're going to software development, this game is pretty good. I mean, this kind of production system is a function, right? Mathematically, it is a function. It has an input and an output. So it also teaches you about bottlenecks, which is important for project management, also for running code. Your code can only finish executing as quick as the slowest component finishes executing. Okay, what have I got going here? Got boiler. Boiling. So I don't want to interrupt this at all. I don't even really need this. I'm going to set this stuff in here because all of our power is basically still met, right? Yeah, we're fine for now. I'm just going to put this stuff away. Oh, I might need those. I don't really need these yet, so we'll just keep them. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Can I cancel this? Oh, nice. I'm a genius. Really am smart. I also don't need this one. See, look, I'm so smart, I can do things like straight lines. Oh, but I do have fast inserters, so I should work on making these. You need steel. Damn. Okay, I guess I'll make steel. Where should steel production go? Steel production's gonna go right... right up here, I guess is fine. Like over here, I don't know. We have trains, it's really tough to figure out where to put stuff. Actually, that's a good point. Let's start moving towards trains. So here we go. Railway, what does it take? What's the precursor? Logistics 2 and engines. So let's go engines. And then, yep, so we need coal coke, which takes 2 items, wood and coal. So for that, we can actually just use this module down here. Which means I can take this module, which is these pieces here, and copy them over. And this will be... Ooh, ender chest. Wow, there's a lot of... Huh, that's pretty cool. I'm getting caught up. Where's the furnace icon? Am I an idiot? Oh, I am an idiot. There it is. Now I can look back at my blueprints. Now I can look back at my blueprints. What's going on? I'll call it a module. Okay. Now I can rotate it and put it up here. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Is it gonna go right up here? I can't get rid of the cliffs yet, so maybe I have it going this way. So what am I gonna need? I'm gonna need more of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. I think I have everything else. Let me change the music. The music. Yeah, this would be kind of Halloween-y, but I guess that's fine. Yeah, it'll do. So this is likewise off topic. I feel like I get this way a lot. I have been playing D&D for a few months now, DMing exclusively, because I have played before as a player. I just don't like it as much as DMing. I know that's not super common, but I found a new way to make maps that I'm really kind of proud of. I mean, not because I figured it out or anything. I did figure it out on my own. I didn't ask anyone, which I probably should have before I wasted like $30 figuring it out. But I have a subscription to Incarnate, which if you haven't used it and you play D&D, or you DM, use it. It's really good for making maps. So if you don't feel like going and finding maps, that is certainly the tool for you. What was I saying? Why am I out of those? I thought I made enough. So I've got this tool Incarnate that allows me to make maps, but printing them at a scale that is like legible by my players is always a conundrum I've had. Because printing big posters is expensive and often not great. I have a lot of gripes with printing companies because it's such a simple problem to solve. We've figured out how to print incredibly accurate things in 3 dimensions. Printing companies still have not figured out how to accurately and cheaply print accurately on paper in 2 dimensions. They can print on in 2 dimensions cheaply, but if you need any sort of large format printing in 2 dimensions, or you need any accuracy, you're paying a lot of money. Or they just won't do it. I've contacted Staples and Office Max so many times about this. I said, I need to print images on A4. It's not really A4, it's letter paper, right? So 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. I need these to be printed exactly to your margins, which is an inch on the top and on the side, and a 1/4 inch on the other 2 sides, is what they claim, or what people have told me is the standard margin for them. And I have not once have they printed anything that specification. So I've had to go and like oversize the image a lot. Like stretch out each individual part of this image, because I'm skipping printing a poster, right? Large format 2D printing is very expensive. So a poster that is like 36 by 40 inches, which yes is a large sheet of paper, right? But it's not, it's paper. Come on, we figured this out a long time ago. Printing large format used to be the only way to print stuff, or the predominant way to print stuff, right? Because it wasn't economical to do small scale printing like we have now. Or small format printing wasn't as economical as large format printing, because it was all setup time. And a poster of that size would cost probably $35, right? Maybe you can convince places to do it for 15, but you need to order a lot of posters. If you're doing one-offs, it's gonna cost you. And when you're making maps for D&D, you really only need the one, right? Don't go buy 100 maps. So I've been coming up with a solution for printing posters across multiple documents. And I've tried it 4 or 5 times, and every time the print settings that they're printing with are not what I asked them to on their online form. They're either not shrinking down my image at all, so they're keeping it as if it would be full bleed printing to the edge of the paper, or it's just not printing centered to the page like it should be. It's printing slightly off, which for most documents, it does not matter. Like, that's not even a real consideration. But for what I'm using it for, very important. So I'm using Adobe Acrobat to convert my sorry, I'm very distracted by this game. I'm using Adobe Acrobat to split up what should be a large poster into multiple pages. And then for each of those pages, I'm having it print smaller on that page, as if it were printing a larger portion of the poster than it should be. So every poster is getting an extra inch of the actual poster. So I'm printing essentially duplicate parts on each page, so that even if Staples or Office Max or whoever messes up and they press the wrong buttons, or their printers just can't do what I'm asking them to, I can still go through and manually change it. And I just did the first test and it worked today, so I'm very chuffed about that. Incredibly. Now let's go here. Feels something's wrong here. Are these producing really slow? I guess so. So for now, I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to do this, and we're going to stop storing that. Now, I'm not routing this straight up because I need space. Eventually, there's going to be some sort of module system in here for making science packs. Or the equivalent. Oh, I'm an idiot. Now right here, these will be extended down here. So I'm going to want to cross this somehow. That's not good enough. It's kind of good enough in spirit. I think you get longer versions of this later on. How do I add this to my blueprint book? I don't know. One of the questions science just hasn't answered yet. Ooh, that seems slow. Oh, that's because it is. Okay. Engines are done, and I can't research logistics too. Yet. So I guess we'll just go down the line here. And okay, this should start producing coal coke, which I can pull out here and set out here. Cool. I might actually just reroute it this way. Or north over here. Oh, we're gonna hit a cliff. Do I have any explosives to break these cliffs up? There is a way to break cliffs. I know there is. It's something you have to research though, right? Maybe you can just throw explosives at them and they break. Do you have any of those? Processed fuel. That's close. Oh. There we go. Now I'm a bit more kitted out, huh? Yeah, look at this guy. Yeah, I guess I'll put steel processing right here. That's fine. I might should have break that. No, this is all stupid. Why do it like that when you can do it correctly? Oh. Okay, what does steel take? Steel takes iron and coke. Or iron plate and coke. Okay, so we can use our trusty one of these. Like this. Okay, I'm out of iron. Okay, and then I can come down here and collect. Actually, what I'll probably end up doing is just routing this over there. I'm not using it for much else right now. I will be, don't get me wrong, but for now. Okay. Let me take a look and see if I can get some extra music in here, because I am tiring of the stuff we have so far. Maybe I'll turn the Factorio music back on. I don't know. I just don't know. I really wish Cassiopeia music was copyright free, because I love Cassiopeia. Sure, I guess I can do this one. This is a famous one, huh? I'm not saying that to be like rude or anything. I do actually like this song. I think played a lot everywhere. So I can get a bit grating. So how do I route this that makes the fewest crossings? I think if I was trying to do that, I've already failed, so let's just go for it. I do kind of wish that they had conveyors that would go just like one over something, so I could quickly hop one of these, but they do not. I suppose the closest thing you get is like a long inserter that carries it over the gap, but they're really slow. Oh, I've actually forgotten to place the rest of this. Okay. Here we go, and we should start getting steel plate as the output. Very good. And this also allows us to use coke as the fuel, which I think is good. I think coke is more efficient than coal. For now, I will just pull this off here into a bucket. Yeah, I like it. Cool. Now, what was I doing that for? Oh, fast inserters, right. Also, steel chests is gonna be cool. I'm sure there was something else. Steel beams. All sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff. Okay, let's start laying out some modules for building this starter basic tech card here. Oh, simple. We already have the 2 ingredients. So what we want to do is I will just make a blueprint that combines 2 ingredients the same way that we had 2 ingredients combined in this module. We can just combine them with assemblers instead of furnaces. Boy, it is dark. Some fuel processing. So, when we get upgrades like this, it's kind of important to take them. Because now we've just got a big old tool belt, right? So we can swap these rows out, which is pretty cool. So if we're doing different things, we can have some presets available. But right now I'm not. Ooh, we've also got heavy armor, so once we have enough steel, excess steel anyway, I'll go ahead and make me some of that. And we've got some cool first aid kits here. I don't know if they're better. Biomatter, that's interesting. Raw fish, can we fish? How to fish? Or just like throw a bomb or something in the lake? Here, I'll test it out. I don't have a bomb, but... No shot, that's how you get fish. You just walk up there and grab them. Yoink. Wow. Speaking of yoink, have you seen the yoink guy on YouTube? If you haven't seen it, there's just this guy. He goes in the Florida Everglades, which, if you've never been to Florida, let me tell you, the Florida Everglades are a different place on this planet than any place I've been to on this planet thus far. It's not lawless, but it's like lawless-ish. There are alligators all over. I don't know if you know this. Alligators are not like the safest animal on the planet, right? They are known for being quite dangerous. And people will just go up to them as if they're rabbits or some other animal that are not, like squirrels. Alligators are the squirrels of the Florida Everglades. And people are way too comfortable around alligators. I think this goes without saying, but you should not approach them. They're not an animal that you just walk up to and touch. Because they will eat you if they're hungry. They see no difference between you and anything else. To them, you're just food. And yet, when I was in the Everglades last, I saw people kayaking around, just batting at alligators with sticks. Can you imagine going up to an alligator and hitting it with a stick? It will eat you if it's hungry, but you're gonna make it mad. Like, I've done some stupid things, right? I've done some incredibly stupid things. Really, really boneheaded mistakes I've made. I have never thought it would be a good idea to hit an alligator with a stick. We also went to a zoo in Florida near the Everglades. There is a zoo. It is it's an interesting zoo. I would say most zoos are pretty depressing. There are a few like really kind of high class zoos that are, oh, this needs way more production. So does this. Let's work on that. There are a few really high class zoos that you go there and it's very entertaining to go walk around and see all the animals. And then there are other zoos where you go and you feel very sad that there are so many animals not in the habitat where they should be. It can be a very depressing experience. I would say that this zoo in the Everglades was more on the depressing experience side than on the hooray we're at the zoo side, which is a bummer. It is a bummer because it's supposed to be a fun place, and most of the animals that you go and see in a zoo are in a enclosure. some of the less reputable ones in a cage, right? Obviously, you never want to see that. It's not good for the animal to be cooped up behind bars. It's not good for people to be cooped up behind bars either. So it was surprising to me when they had an alligator exhibit, and I thought to myself, why do you need that when the entirety of the place where we currently are is an alligator exhibit? We went anywhere. You can go anywhere in the Everglades, and if there's water, there's alligators. Lots of them. More than you'd expect. More squirrels, I think. Or more alligators than squirrels, really. And there's just so many alligators in the Everglades. Why would they need an enclosure for alligators when you can go down the road? It's like if you were in Dakota, right? South Dakota, and they had an enclosure with squirrels in it. Or I don't even, like, if they had a box full of flies, why would you need that? We all know what those look like. We see them constantly. And then come to figure out that the enclosure, notice that word, right? Enclosure, enclosed, is not enclosed. The alligators are free roam. And in fact, the part where it's not enclosed, because some of it is, right? There's a fence so that you can't jump into the water with the alligators like, I don't know, the average resident of the Everglades will. The part where it's not covered, there's just a bench sitting there so that your back is to the alligators. It's like the bench is inviting you to get eaten. It's really hilarious. It's perfect, like, it's like they've designed comedy into their zoo, and the comedy is watching some person sitting on a bench get eaten. I would recommend going to the Everglades, though. It's very pretty. Okay, what do we need to do now? What do we need to do now? What do we need to do now? I don't remember why I needed all that steel. Oh, right. I was building out this module. Okay, we're gonna do that over here. Should it go over there or should it go over here? It makes just a little bit more sense to put it down here. Just the slightest bit more sense. Because this supply is closer. So I think it's 2 input here, right? One output. You need more music. Now I could be using a fast inserter here, but It's not super necessary. It will be eventually, but right now it's not. Okay, this should cover everything. I'm just gonna route these out here. Oh. Hey. Right on. Now, I need a bunch of these because I have to run a bunch of wood over here. Should be fine. I'm just gonna need a bunch more of these, I think. I'm just gonna pick that up too. Yeah, let's grab more iron. Boy, I might need to go make some more tea. Depending on how much longer I'm gonna be playing. And I might need to go get some food at some point. Or I could really give into the Factorio addiction and just eat like a can of Pringles or something for dinner. Trust me, I can stop playing whenever I feel like it. Okay, I'm gonna get this set up, and then it will actually be a good time for me to take a short break. Yeah, the pollution here's getting pretty not great. So for those of you who don't know how the pollution in this game works, if the pollution spreads over top of a biter nest, they will attack you because they do not like the pollution. Which is reasonable, but also no. There are some things you can do about it. I don't think I have any of them unlocked. There's turrets and stuff, right? But that takes a whole industry in itself to figure out, to actually get working. Yeah, there's all sorts of night vision and explosives and stuff. Cars. In the base game, the base version of this game, this radar is something you get really early on. So I don't know why. I don't know why you get it so late in this game. Oh, you want to know what? No, it's probably fine. This will be good because once I have this set up, I can clear out a large portion of stuff over here. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, doesn't putting belts and stuff here interrupt building up modules here? What you can do is you can just route these transport belts underneath all of these and then continue on. So really, it's fine, and there's no reason to freak out. Okay, fluid chemistry. Very cool. So these technologies here, the fluid chemistry and everything, are actually really far into what the normal tech tree would be. This tech tree, like I said in the first stream I did of this is just so much more. There's so much more than what was previously in the game. Okay, so I'm gonna take this stuff out. Just do not need it. Also means I can just do this. Nice. Nice. Now I can do this, and that will completely feed that. So as I have said before, right on. That's pretty nice. I can do with an inventory upgrade at this point. Now we're low enough on electricity that I should set up some more stuff. I wonder if, and I'm wondering if I'm wondering this aloud, if you can reduce pollution by not burning any fuel. So obviously the wind in this game is going to be inefficient because it's, I mean, kind of true to real life, right? Wind is not super efficient, yet it requires a lot of space and a lot of resources. So, what was I even thinking? Oh, I wonder if you had enough of these, like enough wind and solar in this game to make it feasible to run your entire power plant just on this stuff. I don't know if the biters or whatever that are around get attracted to nuclear. Even though technically nuclear, if you're disposing of waste properly, does not produce any long-lasting greenhouse gases. It produces water vapor, which is heavily insulating, but comes out of the atmosphere quick, so. This is not getting enough steel, or enough iron. This is underproducing. Oh, friend here is on the way. Oh, there we go. Friend is moved. Hooray. I think now it's a safe bet to get rid of this stuff, right? But we just don't need that. Right, now we're completely overloading this, so we should be producing more than enough downstream. That's pretty full on trees, which is good. That's really good, actually. That means we're producing enough for at least half. Oh, this rock is in the way. Nope, don't break that. There we go. There we go. Oh, that's actually not fully hooked up to anything. We need that as well. Now I can say, there we go. this seems to be more than enough water to provide for all of this, so... Okay. Small, just a little panic attack every time that meteor notification shows up. Just a little one, just an itty bitty little one, huh? Okay, we are running low on electricity. Still, after all these wind turbines. So... we're gonna do a steam power. Just a little bit of one down here. Ooh, that's pretty close. So where do we want the steam engines to go? Probably that direction. Or down. Down's probably a good direction, huh? Put that there. Grab our steam engines. Clear a little space for them. Right, we hook up some wires to them. Fair enough. Good enough. We grab our pump, our offshore pump. There we go. And that should provide enough fuel for everything for a while. Interesting. So we can offset with trees then, can we? I could always build a section of greenhouses that is just dedicated to building more trees. Like, this would not be difficult to put another row down here. Maybe that'll be the plan for next time. Okay, regardless, I'm gonna take a quick break to grab a snack and some tea. Okay, I have returned. I will probably be muted while I'm eating, because eating directly into the mic is gross. But I've got some white tea here and some sour cream and onion Pringles, which as we know is the dinner of champions. Okay, so here's the thing I could work on designing. Well, I guess it wouldn't be that tough, would it? We need a little machine that can convert a track with 2 side-by-side resources here to a track with 1. I think it's possible. I do think it is possible. Ooh, nice. And this is completely full. That's great to see. That's really good to see. Now, we really need to do the electric lab next, because these are producing a lot of pollution, and we do not like that. We have filtration. Okay. And a chemical plant. So let's look at the pollution rates here. The pollution on the greenhouse is -5 m. I don't know how pollution is measured in Factorio, but like this electrolysis plant produces 0.5 pollution. Right, so 4 of these is 1. So 20 of them is offset by this one greenhouse. If we look at electric mining, every electric mining drill produces 7 pollution. So we offset every mining drill by just a little bit with a greenhouse, right? So we need, ideally, we want to be pollution negative. Because it'll mean we get attacked a lot less. So what that means right now is taking out all of the burner technology and replacing it with electric. Because I can produce electricity a little bit cleaner than I can just running everything on coal. Which will also mean getting rid of a lot of the coal production in this area right here. Which should be good. It should be good indeed. How much pollution does this produce? 20. Yeah, so that's not good. We don't want to be running that all the time. So if this is 20, we need 4 greenhouses to offset this. Do these produce any pollution? No. But they also don't produce very much electricity either. Right now they're not producing anything. I'm assuming because it's not very windy. Yeah, this is the only one producing anything. Or maybe these are starved for wind. I don't know their mechanics exactly. What if I move this one wind turbine to, like, right here? Or just anywhere that's not. Okay. Still not producing anything. I wish the animation would stop when it's not producing power. It seems like that'd be an easy addition. I don't know, I don't know anything about modding for this game, so it could be really difficult. Okay, this is producing red stuff, so now I can get rid of all of these. And I can get rid of all of this. Nice. This is really good stuff. Now let's look at relative pollution here. So this produces 12, this produces 7. I can just take that out completely. My inventory is getting pretty full here, so I'm gonna run the rock crusher just a little bit, even though I said I shouldn't be. All this wood's got to go somewhere. This assembling machine is full, but it's not filling this. I suspect because it doesn't need to. And I still don't have a good way to produce automation cores, which is really annoying. I think that'll need to be my next module that I build. I think I have no use for burner inserters or burner mining drills anymore, so I'll just cut those out. I also don't want to build any more burner turbine generators because they are really driving up pollution. In fact, if I can get rid of it right now, that might be worth it. Try it. We're not quite there. But we can take a look at what happened with pollution when I took that out. It dropped considerably. So what's the pollution on this? $50. But it can fuel way more than one generator. So theoretically, it's much less than a burner turbine. I'm trying to think about what else is there really to talk about, because I don't know, not a lot's been going on recently, I don't think. At least nothing that's really, nothing that no one else is talking about. Here's what I can talk about, and maybe, I don't think anyone else will really care, right? This is kind of a a very specific to programming, software engineering kind of thing. JavaScript? Well, when I first started programming, JavaScript was awesome. It was not what I understand it to be now. And I think that's because I was just not as good at programming when I started out and was programming in JavaScript. I mean, it's just so... It's built on this kind of opt-out synchronous model. So a lot of its built-in functions are synchronous by default, which is not a good idea. I'm not going to say it's not a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea. And I've been trying to come up with a good way to explain why. And here's what I'm thinking. When software is built synchronously, when things are running concurrently, it is inherently more complex than software that is running asynchronously. So everything happens in an order, or in the order that it's written down in the code, to be more specific. When that complexity is on by default, there's an added layer of complexity then to remove that the synchronous nature of that code. Right, so it's designed to be synchronous. It's designed for things to run concurrently, or synchronous doesn't mean that. It means to run out of order, right? So if you have 4 lines of code, there's no guarantee that the lines of code are running 1, 2, 3, 4. It could run 1, and then 2 could take a while, so we'd run line 3, which makes sense from a timing perspective. But from a maintainability perspective, it's a catastrophic nightmare. It's really just the worst thing. Also, from an ease of writing code perspective, it's pretty awful. Right, so now we've added this whole other layer of the code is inherently complex because of the way the language is designed. And undoing that complexity adds complexity. So instead of having a language that is incredibly simple, used broadly all over the internet, both on the back end in Node and on the front end, because JavaScript is the main front-end language for everything. It's the main front-end language for all web design. So Google runs JavaScript inherently. And it's just so... It's just not what you want to have the foundation of the internet built on. Or browser-based internet, I should say. Maybe I'm just not good enough at programming. But I definitely think that synchronous code should be opt-in. I did also see this, and maybe my head is just really shoved under the dirt, but Python has a or you can build a web server in Python. I did not know that was the case. Mostly because before recently, I'd kind of disregarded Python entirely, as everyone had told me it was slow and not worth my time. And the reality is, it is slow, but it also is worth my time. Python is an incredible language that I don't think gets enough respect, right? because this code is so easy to maintain when written in Python. And it takes such little skill to be able to write Python that I have to imagine it's saving companies, I mean, over the entire industry, probably billions of dollars. Now, does that mean the code is great when you have people who don't maybe know exactly what they're doing writing it? No, that's not good, right? That leads to all sorts of security issues and things. And is it good for companies that the code is slow? No, not always. Some things you actually do want the code to be slower. If things happen instantaneously, people think something broke, so you do need it every now and again to be slow. But by and large, I think that Python is an incredible language. That's not only makes programming easier for beginners, but also makes programming way simpler for maintainers, and for people who have been writing code for their entire life, like I have. And that's not to say that other languages like C don't have merit, because of course Python is written in C. It's just, you know, they do different things, and Python, I think, does something really well, which is create incredibly clean, maintainable code incredibly quickly. And it's slower, but it's not that much slower. If you're doing any sort of data management, and you need data to move around quickly, don't use Python, right? But if you're doing like, the user needs to enter a form, that you can just use Python. It's so much easier. If you're doing any sort of file IO, I understand embedded stuff, you want to use C, right? Because you can save resources, you can save space. If you only have 400 megabits or whatever to work on, write it in C. But if you have space, and you don't want to spend 10 years of your life maintaining this code, and you want to be able to write it once and have it essentially work with very little upkeep, do it with Python. That is the best ad that Python will ever get, because everyone else likes to hate on it. Although it does have one big glaring issue, which is that it's indentation based, and as we all know, as everyone knows on the entire planet, indentation based languages are not good. A great example of this is Ruby. If anyone has ever used Ruby, you, like me and everyone else who has touched that godforsaken language, wishes that they had never touched it. In college, we had a website that was written in HAML, HAML, so think about like HTML, but HAML, and Ruby. Now, Ruby does do some cool things. It allows you to, from what I gleaned from the language, is essentially insert objects. So, like we have object-oriented programming, insert objects directly into a database, which is a thing you can do already in every language that has object-oriented programming and allows you to interface with the database, or interact with the database, excuse me. It's just one layer of abstraction, right? To be able to do that. But Ruby allows you to do it, as far as I know from the little experience I had doing this in college, do that just as part of the language, which I thought was cool. What I didn't think was cool was how my eyes hurt every time I looked at the code, and how my soul wept every time I had to work on it. It felt like It felt like the inside of me was crying to God, begging for mercy, just screaming for it. Okay, so we're gonna need another burner here, which is fine. Have one. I have to get rid of this this thing here. Should be okay. I'm actually gonna get rid of this as well. Redo all this. Okay, these are both getting steam. Put that there. And ooh, just a slight bit of panic just now. I looked down and my indicator for my virtual mic was just a tad bit behind my actual mic, which is what it's supposed to be, right? There's a good bit of delay in my virtual mic, and I freaked out because I thought I'd been muted for this whole time. Which would mean I'm just talking to no one. Which I am, but it would be hilarious if I was actually just speaking into my apartment with no one there. Then I'd really be crazy. I think I had stuff to do tonight too, and I'm just not doing it. I'm just doing my own thing. Just a bowl of soup with eyes, huh? Even my cat's not around. He just took a nap. He's just out for a nap. Okay, now these are running well. Cool. Cool, cool. Let's see where I'm at pollution-wise. Okay. So what does this mean? I think what this means is that we're producing this much pollution and we're consuming this much. So I kind of wish that we had a total graph for all pollution. So it's producing the most pollution now, electric mining drill. I don't know if there's anything else we can do. Maybe core mining is less polluting, I'm not sure. I can tell you one thing, building more... Ooh, this has warehouses built in. Warehouses are awesome. Sure, let's upgrade our greenhouses again. So I've got these producing wood, but these produce more than enough wood. As you can see, it's full. Right, the system is full. These will just maintain trees and consume the pollution. What I want to do down here is build a system to produce new trees. So like if I go into here, I can turn wood into trees. So I'm wondering if that'll offset my pollution. mineral water extraction. So, oh, this is for grabbing mineral water. I was thinking that we were going to do fracking. I mean, if we're going to destroy the environment, we might as well go all the way on this whole fracking thing. Right, we crash landed here. This is not our planet. We don't have to worry. Obviously, all jokes. I would not condone destroying planets that aren't ours. I think a lot of other planets are actually really cool, and I'd love to go, but they would never put me on a spaceship. For two reasons. The first reason is that I'm not qualified to go into space or to know what any of the buttons do in a spaceship. And the second reason they would not let me go into space is because I'd want to press all of the buttons. It's just a fact. It's just a fact of life. If you let me anywhere near a space station, anywhere near a spaceship, anywhere any sort of like control panel would be, I'm going to touch every button. It's a compulsion. The only reason I'm not pressing random buttons right now is because I've pressed them all. If there were even a single button in my whole apartment that I've not touched, I would press it. Maybe that's just a me thing. I don't think so, though. I think other people are button pushers. And not even like the negative character trait way, just like buttons are awesome. I really enjoy switches. Again, when I was in college, we had the university had its own makerspace, and in their electronics bin, they had a giant bag of miscellaneous switches. Any switch you could think of, rocker switches, the cool metal ones that are basically just like a stick attached to a ball. All sorts of clicky buttons and just buttons that you can depress. I don't know what they're all called. But it was so cool. It was very cool. Ooh. So now I can walk out in the water, and before I couldn't do that. So I'm wondering if maybe we're draining this lake. Because it's right here where the pumps are. The water's a little bit lower than it should be. Who knows though? Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. Okay, let's see, does that get it across? I think so. This is how I've organized my greenhouses, so if anyone wants to steal that, go ahead. Interesting, so I could place these one right next to the other, and they would all share water. So maybe we'll do that. This song is very intense for what's going on the screen right now. Which is, I'm clicking buttons. Is there a more button clicking song I have? Yeah, sure. Oh, you know what? These are going to take an input, which means I can't have it like this. I'll have to tear all this up. And clear this out. So if this does need an input, it needs an extra 2 spaces here. Okay, I'm out of iron almost completely. Well, at least in my inventory. I can go grab some. And what I can do is I can do this and split this here. Okay. This is much more organized now that we don't have all of this random stuff up here. Much nicer. Okay, so there's for sure less water in here now, right? We're definitely making a dent. Although all of this water seems to be drying up. Maybe there's like seasons or something that they've added. I have no idea. And I never... No, I did hook that up. Okay, it's fine. Okay. Now, what tree do we want? I mean, really, it's what trees look cool, right? I don't know, let's just try a variety of them. Okay, and we've got a cool recipe finished, so I guess we'll start on this. Oh. Where do I have an odd number of these? Oh, up here. Okay. Then I can go ahead and get rid of these. They are excess. Oh, that's not missing. Okay. That's pretty cool. We're at a bunch of trees now. Hopefully. So now I can take these and put them... Oh, just anywhere I feel like it. So maybe like here. Cool. I don't know if this is just to make the game look prettier or what, but... If it does anything to reduce the pollution, that's good. It's really good. Because it means we'll get attacked a lot less. Okay, so the automation cores, which is what I'm building next, require a bunch of iron. They require 2 iron and a copper. So I'm going to expand this. I obviously want to be overloading downstream rather than underloading it. But to do that, I need a lot more stuff. I also need a friend to scooch. between you and me, I think that friend is stuck. And I think that friend may have to remain stuck for the rest of eternity. So, in case you are not just sleeping, or whatever aliens do, would like to say, rest in peace, friend. Bit of an uh-oh scenario here. This is not working. This kind of area right here. So we'll have to do a little creativity. Nice. So now we just set these all to produce steel plate or iron plate. Now, the problem here, none of the iron is making it down to here to fill these. So we have to overload this line. This is one of the negatives to producing stuff like this, is that these up here will always stay full, and these at the back might not be, unless you're overloading this. Okay. This is much closer, but it's still not perfect. I don't know if these will run right now. These definitely will run. I'm doubtful that these bottom two will run. It's just not possible. I mean, it is possible to overload this many unless like the system backs up. But it should be good enough for now. Like, let's go downstream. And we're not overloading this by any means. I mean, let's take a look here. What does steel cost to produce? Steel costs 15 iron plates. So for every 15 iron plates, we can make a steel plate. Not very efficient. But once this gets filled up, this should back up, the iron plate should back up, and we should have access. Just takes a little while for that system to fill up. Okay. We've done quite a bit, so I think I might call it here. I am starting to feel a little tired. And I have stuff I was supposed to be doing that I've been ignoring. So... Oh boy, but I don't want to stop though. It's fine. Okay. That's gonna do it for me. I am very tired. Thank you all for sticking around. Go check out the new YouTube video, huh? Go check that out. It'll explain why there's eyes on the soup. It'll explain. It'll also explain why they're blinking at you.